Okay, wow. Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Kurt, aka the Vitruvian Gamer, and I decided to do something live again, which is always stressful. I'm going to check if the sound is good on this side, so that's why I have this earplug in my ear. I hear myself, which is pretty cool. Now, I'm always so nervous for these live streams, it's just crazy, and especially today because, well, I'm not only Hi Kabuki Kid. Also, already one warning, there is quite a delay in the audio and the video for me, so in the chat probably, so if I don't answer or respond to what you're saying in the chat, well, there is about, I think about a 30-second delay here, so that's how live streaming goes. So I was a little bit nervous. I've been working on this live stream for the last 2 hours because I'm going Mira doesn't has image, so maybe you need to refresh your screen first. Maybe, could be. I'm not sure. Hi Mira, by the way, welcome. But so I'm going to show you the Board Game Geek preview list, and hello everybody. And so I had to set up a broadcasting program, and oh man, that was so hard because it's kind of difficult to make a live stream with the program on a live streaming event. It's very easy to just push live stream now immediately, but now yeah, hi yeah, the Kabuki, the sound that you might hear is probably the laptop itself. As I mentioned in previous vlogs, the laptop is pretty old, getting pretty old, and starts to break down a little bit, so gonna check myself. Oh no, yeah, you hear everything twice. Oh man, how do I solve this? Okay, I have to solve this first because this is very annoying. So this didn't happen in the preview, so that's a little bit sad. Oh man. Okay. Sorry folks. I'm not sure this is going to work, but we'll see. We'll see what is. I hear myself say same thing twice, so that's not good. Yeah. Oh man, sorry folks. Oh man, everything seemed to go as it should, but now I'm starting to panic a little bit. Oh man, sorry folks. Oh man, everything seems to go as it should, but now. Oh man, sorry folks. Oh man, everything seems to go as it should, but now I'm starting to panic a little bit. Okay, if anybody knows how to solve this. So I'm broadcasting with OBS, and I So Kabuki, do you hear me twice or do you hear me only once? Because I hear myself twice in my earbud. So let me know. Okay, try to continue. If it is really sucks, let me know. And okay, you only hear me once. Okay, that's cool. Alright, sorry about this. Oh man, I knew this was going to go wrong. But anyway, we're going to continue now. So, welcome everybody. I see we have 8 people watching. I almost forgot to welcome Niramas. Hi Niramas, welcome. Niramas, I hope you got my mail already. Your prize of the contest that I did for the 1,000 subscribers, because I sent it to you. Should be there by now, I hope. Otherwise, postal services are really slow. Let me know, otherwise something went wrong and I send you another copy of the game. Anyhow, welcome. So, we are here to talk about Essen, about Spiel 2017, and about the games that I'm really waiting for or anticipating, really want to buy, try. We'll see. I kind of pre-ordered quite a bit, so we'll see. So, in order to show you this, I'm going to skip to another screen, which will show you Board Game Geek, the geek preview for Spiel. Board Game Geek has this pretty awesome tool in which you can see every game coming to Spiel. And you can see all the information, you can check a box if you're interested, if you must have the game, if you don't know it yet, or if you have no interest at all. So pretty cool. So that's what we're going to look at. So I'm going to press the button and I hope I set up everything correctly. So there should be, oh no, not good. Oh, something should be showing now with the well, the screen here. I cannot see. Oh, I forgot. Wait a second. I have to do something before I do this. So let's go back to my big face, my big head first. Because I did something wrong, I guess. Because you are not going to see what I want you to see. What I want. Problem is, I will not see the chat. So I'm going to check if I can see the chat. So I have to take a different route to watch everything because I didn't plan this the way I should have. So I'm sorry about this, folks. Anyway, yeah, maybe the headphones are kind of far from my microphone, so this shouldn't be the big problem. But wait, I have no idea what's going on here. So I hope things are alright, so let me know if something goes amiss. So that's the important thing. So I'm going to open chat here somewhere. So I'll have my phone to look at the chat. Sorry about that, because I did something wrong. I forgot to do a setting which is pretty important. So the chat. Where's the chat? Oops. Alright, chat. Alright, so folks, sometimes I will take my phone because I did something wrong, but it's not that of a big deal. So let's go back to the preview. And set a hotkey for that. So, there we go. Now you should see me in the corner, and you should see the geek preview. Alright, very exciting. So, let's go over the list. If you want to talk about the game that I mentioned here or I show you, let me know. If you want to, well, already mention some games that you are looking forward to, let me know as well. I'm very curious about what you are excited for. So, first of all, let's go start this list. I hope you can see me the way it should. Yeah, I think it works. So first I have this game called, so I ordered it, so I did a filter on it, so you can filter also if you go back to the list. So I have filtered it to my must-haves, the games that I'm interested at, and also only the games that are for sale there. So I filtered out all the games that are only being demoed at Spiel. So let's see. We first have a self-published game called 21 Days. Now this is interesting for 2 or 3 reasons, for me anyway. First, the title, 21 Days. Now 21 is my lucky number. So that's something that catches my eye immediately. It's so stupid because it's just a number, but I see a game with the number 21 and I'm interested. That's yeah, it's not the best reason. There are 2 more reasons. So second reason is this is made by a guy named Erik Winkelman, and I believe it is a guy from Belgium. And I'm from Belgium, so a little bit chauvinistic. I am curious about games that are made in Belgium because, well, it starts happening more and more, but still it's pretty unique still to have a game that was, this one was on Kickstarter by the way, was successfully kickstarted, and it will be at Spiel as well, so really curious about this one. And this is also a game about surviving on an island. I think you have to survive for 21 days on that island. It's a cooperative game. Muting my computer. Yeah, there's no sound coming up. I'll mute my computer. There we go. I hope this works. So, it is a game in which a cooperative game with dice rolling, some storytelling, all those things that I really like in a game like this. So, I'm curious to see it. Almost did a preview for this, but somehow communication stopped somewhere and I didn't get a preview copy. So, I'll see the game at Spiel. So let's go to the next one, and the next in the list that I'm looking forward to is Lost in Time. Now this has the same reason as the previous one, also self-published. This game, it is a game designed by Jason St. Just, who is, well, doesn't sound like a Belgian name, but it is someone from Belgium. So I'm really curious to see that. Now I saw this game on a prototype at conventions. I didn't like the artwork, or at least not the graphic design, but still it seems pretty cool. It's a card drafting game, which you can also play in teams, I guess, about history, so that's pretty cool. So really curious about this one, just to give it a try. Next we go to some bigger players. We have Alderac Entertainment. Now Alderac Entertainment, AEG, as they are known for, with they have Love Letter and of course some bigger games. There are some big games that they are coming out with this year, but this is the only one that I am interested in, and this is called Cat Lady. And just because of the theme, this is a game about being a cat lady. You're collecting cats. It's card drafting and set collection. Nothing more, I guess, but the artwork looks pretty cute. And well, I'm curious to see what it is and how it plays. So, well, we'll see. It's a short game. I can use short games in my collection anytime, because I realize sometimes that if we want to play something quick, choices that I have are pretty limited. So I can still use a short card game. And if it's about cats, that's a bonus, of course. Okay, so let's go to the next one, and that's, we're going to Alea Games, I want to pronounce it, and we're talking about Castles of Burgundy, the dice game. This came a little bit by surprise a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, that, well, they're releasing this game. So another Castle of Burgundy game. So we have Castle of Burgundy, the board game. We have Castles of Burgundy, the card game, which is pretty good. I did a playthrough on this channel for that one. And now there is kind of a roll and ride game, Castle of Burgundy, the dice game. So the idea is pretty much the same. You are trying to make your kingdom, your I don't know what, by having the right tokens, but they're not tokens. You're just crossing on or writing numbers down. I have no idea anymore, but this looks pretty cool. Now it is another Castle of Burgundy. Do I need another Castle of Burgundy? Well, you can see on the screen that I said must have. So I guess I do need another one. Not sure if I really do, but I saw some previews and it looks pretty neat. So yeah, I'm getting this game because, well, why shouldn't I? Alright, then we go to Aporta Games, who have Santa Maria. Now, this game, I think I pre-ordered this almost 3 times. Dutch Yoda, hey Dutch Yoda, you really need to create your list. Yeah, it's getting close. We're getting close to Spiel. I think 2 weeks from now. It's all going to start. Well, Thursday in 2 weeks. I'll be there probably from Wednesday, helping Portal Games and already walking around a little bit, sniffing up the atmosphere. Santa Maria, which is a dice rolling tile placement game. It reminds me a little bit of, oh man, how was the game called? I used to own it, but I threw it away. The cool thing is you have these tiles that you can place, and you roll dice, which activates rows or columns. But if you do, then the last spot on that row or column gets a token on it, or the die goes on it, that you cannot use that spot anymore. Looks pretty cool, but on the other side, as you can see, pre-order €42. It seemed a little bit steep for this game, so that's why I'm checking this one out first at Spiel, and we'll see if it's worth 45 probably, I guess, at Spiel. We'll see. Next we go to Béziers Games. Béziers Games, they have a lot of games again coming out at Spiel. This one is the one that interests me more. Now, see, I'll be there on Thursday with my son and Friday doing demos of First Martians. Well, then I probably see you on Friday, Dutch Yoda, because I haven't got my schedule yet, so I should mail them later today to ask my schedule. Yeah, if you're using OBS, I think you need to set the mic off in the webcam, since it should only pick up. Yeah, and I try to find that part at OBS, but I can't seem to find it, so I'm not sure where it goes wrong. If it's too bad, let me know and I'll try to fix it. So, Whistle Stop. Now, this might surprise a lot of people because I don't like train games. I don't like train games. There is, in my collection at this moment, there is only one game about trains, which is Isle of Trains, the small car game. That's the only one I have that is about trains. Now, I've seen a few playthroughs of this game already, and this looks kind of interesting, and even that interesting that I pre-ordered this game. It is a gamble because it's not that cheap, $60, so about €54 or something like that. So it has been paid, it has been pre-ordered, so I will be getting this game, and I hope this is a good game. Well, it looks cool, so I'm really curious about this one, and I hope it works for me. Mira says Whistle Stop is high on my list. It's a special train game. Yeah, it's it looks really cool. I like the way it builds up with the tiles, and that you are making routes to get where you want. You have some management of the coal you have and the whistles. It's a race. You want to get to the end to get bonus points, but then also you want to score points on the map itself. So it looks pretty cool. Thankfully the echo audio is very low, not a big problem. Okay, very cool. Next time I will try to solve this. I'm really I watched some YouTube videos about streaming with OBS, and yeah, the only thing that I didn't mention was how to set up with another microphone. So it didn't mention that. So probably something went wrong over there, so that it didn't mention, and that I didn't change the way it should be. Anyway, we go to Blue Orange Games. Well, who have, of course, probably one of the most anticipated games, especially after, well, winning the Spiel des Jahres with this successor, or the previous one, King Domino. Now we have Queen Domino. Mira is, by the way, still on the fence about Whistle Stop, and I am as well, but I pre-ordered it. There's no turning back. I will have it, and maybe I'll let you know what I think of it. There's a huge gap between the size of my wallet and all the games that will be on my list. Oh yeah. So I must say I'm being careful this year. I think it will be my cheapest Essen so far. It will be my 4th or 5th Essen. I spend a lot of money there. This time I'm selling some games over there to be able to buy all these games. Because Queen Domino, for example, I pre-ordered it. It is King Domino, but more, and more gamerly, so that's cool. And designer Bruno Catala will sign his games on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, so probably one of those days you will find me between 11 and 12, well, to get an autograph, to get my box signed, of course, which is pretty cool. Board Games with Nirama says it was number 10 on his list. Fun to see how many we share. Yeah, it's gonna be. I think there are some overlapping games, but not all of them. But I'm not making a top 10. I'm just going over everything that I said was must-have or interesting at least. Yeah, you hear. Yeah, hearing glowing things about Queen Domino. There are great responses already. I'm watching the top 100 from the Dice Tower, where Z and Tom and Sam do their top 100. And I think 2 of them already put this game in their top 100, so that's pretty crazy. Oh, and there's the question that I probably suspected that would be asked. What about photosynthesis? Well, first of all, the title is too hard to pronounce for me, and second of all, it is too abstract for me. It looks gorgeous, and I've seen a very advanced prototype at a convention here in Belgium, and it looks so cool. But each time I look at a preview or review or a playthrough, I realize that's not my type of game. It's too abstract for me, and it looks so gorgeous. I almost pre-ordered it as well, but in the end I have to be smart. It's not my kind of game. I would not play it more than once probably. So no photosynthesis for me. No. But I'm pretty sure it's an awesome game, but it's not my kind of game. That's it. Then we go to Board and Dice. Now Board and Dice are pretty cool guys. I got some contact with them through social media, and well, they are making this game. For example, it's a 2-player game called In Between. Now, In Between is this game. Apparently, it says area control, area influence. I haven't seen the gameplay yet. I just pre-ordered it because, well, I could pre-order it cheap to get at Essen, but also because of the theme. It looks pretty awesome. It looks like Stranger Things, the Netflix series, in a card game, and that's awesome. So I'm just so curious to see how this game plays. Pre-ordered it without knowing how it plays. I might be stupid. I pre-ordered the bundle of those as well. Yeah, I almost did the bundle, but didn't do that. It's good when you know what you like and get to the table, saves money. Yeah, I still make plenty of mistakes, but way less than I used to. I used to buy games that I knew beforehand that wasn't my game, but I went with the hype. I had the fear of missing out, FOMO as they call it, but I tried to not do that anymore. Next, also, we have a few games of Board and Dice, and the next one is Pocket Mars. Now, this is not that new, but it is new in Europe, I think. Now, this I could pre-order as well. I should have pre-ordered a copy without paying, but some things went wrong online, and I should email them before I go to Essen to see if things went right. So I had the opportunity to get this one cheaper as the 12 euros that's there on the screen now. But I played this now after I pre-ordered it, and well, I played it, and this is actually a pretty cool small game, and I'm happy that I pre-ordered it because I really liked it quite a bit. I'm not sure if I won. I probably won, which didn't influence my decision or my idea about this game, but it's pretty cool. So after playing this, I'm sure to bring this game home with me. Another Mars game in the collection after First Martians and Terraforming Mars. Well, it's the year of Mars, so. And the last but not least, this is a Kickstarter that I backed and I can pick up at Spiel, super hot card game. It's a 1 to 3 player game, cooperative. Probably will do a playthrough someday. Love the artwork, the graphic design of this game, the idea of the video game introduced into the card game. So pretty cool. Looking forward to have my copy and to play it. Alright, now this one. Boardcubator. They are bringing Space Race. Now, Space Race is a card drafting game, which, man, I love the theme. I love the graphic design. It really has this, oh man, this cool illustrations. It looks like it's made in the time that there was the space race. I've seen 2 playthroughs of it. I like the idea, but I'm not sure if it's the right game for us. I almost pre-ordered it. It doesn't mention on the Geek preview, but I think you can order it somewhere. I have no idea where. So I really want to try this out myself before I buy this, because I really like the way it looks, the game, and drafting and stuff like that. So it has a lot of cool things. You can play this solo apparently, which is always interesting, of course, for this channel. So that's Space Race, the card game. Then we go to Catch Up Games. Catch Up Games, yeah, they have Paper Tales. Now, Paper Tales is also a card drafting game, and I saw a review from the Dice Tower, and they really liked it apparently. And well, it looks pretty cool, and it's like you have 7 Wonders, which is of course the mother of all drafting games, and it feels like you are doing the same thing as in 7 Wonders, but focusing more on the combat part of 7 Wonders. So you are playing these characters in your tableau, you're drafting them, and those are going to attack and maybe do some special things. They normally have 2 turns before they go away, but you can manipulate that as well. So you have to change your tableau of cards all the time. It looks pretty cool. It can be pre-ordered. Didn't do it yet. I want to have it in my hands, see it for myself, try it for myself before I spend the money on the game Paper Tales. But it looks pretty cool. Next we have the Creativity Hub, who are bringing apparently Untold Adventures Await. Now, a couple of weeks ago, well, the beginning of September, my best friend had his birthday, and he's a teacher, and I wanted to give him a present. I wanted to give him, of course, a game. That's the way we roll. We give games for birthdays, and I bought him the base set of Rory's Story Cubes, which is pretty cool. You have dice with all these images on them, you roll them, and you are going to make a story with those images. Very simple. and they are loving it. They are loving it at their home. He has 3 sons, and they are enjoying it big time. Now, apparently, this makes it into more of a kind of a role-playing system, and it comes with a set of Rory Story cubes. So I'm going to check out if it's the same dice, because otherwise it would be a little bit strange to buy this game twice, because it would again be not for me but for my friend who wants to who will enjoy that most likely. So the idea sounds pretty cool, having this role-playing game developed with the dice that are presented to you. That sounds like a very cool idea, and I'm curious to see how it works. Alright, next we go to Siwali Games, or Quali, I have no idea how to pronounce it. Anyway, they are bringing the 2nd edition of Habitats. Now this is the game that has gotten my interest for a while now. The 1st edition came with these these animal tokens that were real ceramic miniatures, I think, which was pretty special and a little strange as well. But the gameplay seemed cool. It's a tile-laying game in which you're trying to build these habitats for the creatures in the right way, scoring points that way. But it was always kind of expensive as well. Now they're selling it for 25 euros, which might be a good deal. So I'm going to check it out. I hope I can play this game and see if I like it. Alright, let's go to the next part, which is Dlp Games. Yeah, so Dlp Games are most famous for their big hit game Orléans, which I love. I have first expansion. I don't have the 2nd expansion yet, but I have the upgrade kit with the wooden pieces, so I really like the game. Don't play it as often as I should. And they are bringing Altiplano. Now Altiplano is also a pool building game, so we are also drawing tokens from a bag. It's by the same designer as Orléans, and of course that sounds interesting, of course, immediately, but will it be too much of the same? Yeah, Mira, it's another bag builder, and if you look at the graphic design of the game with the spaces that you can put tokens on, it looks a lot like Orléans. So I'm not sure if I need this game. So I almost pre-ordered it. So you can pre-order it on their website for 46 euros. But man, I don't know if I need this one. So I really need to check this game out to see if it's different enough than Orléans, because Orléans I spent enough money on it to get the expansion, to get the upgrade kit. So I'm not sure if I need another game that's almost the same. So, but I'm really curious about this one. And as you can see, 296 thumbs up, so it is quite a popular release over there. They're also bringing some small expansions, some new buildings. It looks like I also put them in there, so I'm going to check them out if they're worth the money. The reason I did not pre-order it, gonna check it out first. Yep. Yeah, maybe we'll see each other there to try it out, because I really need to try this out first, because if it's too samey, I'm not going to do it. Then we go to Edition Spielwiese, and they're coming with a game by Uwe Rosenberg called Indian Summer. Now this is another pattern building tile placement game, a little bit a successor of their game Cottage, his game Cottage Garden. I don't know a lot about this, because there is not that much information how the game works. It also has the Tetris-like pieces, that's what I read somewhere, and that's the only thing I know about it. So that's the only thing. So I'll have to check this out to see if it's different enough than Cottage Garden, which I have in my collection, and also to see if it's better than Baron Park, for example, which I also haven't played yet. Gets a lot of buzz, Baron Park, so I really need to check out which one that I want. Do I need one? of those Tetris kind of games. I've got Cottage Garden, I got Patchwork. Do I need another one? Not sure. Yeah, I call it sequel to Cottage Garden. It's not a sequel, of course. In its head, it is. He's using the same idea with the Tetris pieces, and he's making a new game with that idea. It's not a sequel. I should have. Yeah. So, haven't seen it yet, we'll check it out. Really like Patchwork, but I didn't like Cottage Garden that much. Cottage Garden had some problems, I think. I'm not sure what. The first time we played it, I didn't like it at all. The second time was a lot better already. So, still holding on to my copy, but I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. Not sure that knows. In the end, Sunmer is high on my list. My family loves the tile placements games. Yeah, I do as well. So, I love the Tetris idea. Placing those tiles where it should be, so that's pretty cool. And he also says that it's part of a trilogy, if he's not mistaken. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it could be. So he's really using that system to do more with it. Now, next we have Fricks Games. Fricks Games, which of course are the original publishers and the designers of Terraforming Mars. So that's a big pedigree, and they are bringing this game after the virus. Now I don't know anything about this besides it's cooperative, it's pool building, and it's about zombies. Now I just realized that I only have one game about zombies in my collection, which is pretty unique because there are so many zombie games out there. Now there are some zombies in some other games. You find a zombie in Eldritch Horror, for example, but it's not a zombie game. And the only one that I have is Zombie Dice, which was one of my first games years ago, and it never gets played anymore. But hey, now there was a reason why I put this on the list, because someone online on the YouTube channel, I can't remember who, was it you, Niramas? I have no idea, said they were very curious about it, and that sparked my interest as well. And it is Fricks Games, so they know how to make games. They prove that with Terraforming Mars. I always get phone calls when I'm watching something live. Yeah, it's called Murphy's Law. Oh yeah. Board game with Nimaras. Don't miss Venus' next expansion for Terraforming Mars. Of course, I won't miss that. It will show up later. We're at Fricks Games, but of course it gets published by Stronghold Games, so we have to wait till we are at the letter S. Spoiler alert! Yes, that's on there for sure. No doubt about it. Next, Funforge. Funforge have this quite hype game as well, and it surprised me that they only have 133 thumbs up. It got hyped, and then it got silent about this game. Maybe the more after the virus looks awesome too. Yeah, it seems pretty cool. I want to check it out because I don't know a lot about it. And it's a deck builder, and I might have too much deck builders already in my collection as it is. So we'll see if I'm going to get another deck builder. I'm not sure. We'll see. So, but the game that I'm talking about now is Professor Evil and the Citadel of Time, which looks like a cool idea. I love the artwork, the graphic design, the title is cool, and well, I did this because of the hype it got for a while. I pre-ordered it. We'll see. It looks cool, so I'm curious how it plays. We'll see. I'll have it and I'll play it and hope it works. I saw the back builder Llama game scroll by when I had everything muted. Curious about that one. Yeah, Kabuki, it's from the same designer as the other great back builder Orleans. So we'll see. I'm going to check if I need another one of those or not. If it's different enough, we'll see. But it looks pretty interesting, of course. Yeah, let's see. Then we have Grana with one of the new game in their CV series. They had CV, something with civilizations, I think, and now they have CV Pocket, which is a small deck building, pool building game with cards. Looks very light. I'm not sure if I will need it next to the original CV, which I already have, and the Pursuit of Happiness that I have. So I have already 2 games that are about living your life, and this looks like it has less. It brings out the theme less than those other 2 games that I just mentioned. On the other side, only €10, so who knows? Who knows? This might be a pass and throw €10 kind of game that I get anyway. We'll see. Only €10 might be nice for on my list. Yeah, so, see, that's what you get with games that only cost €10. It's like, oh, it's only €10, let's buy them. And then you bought 10 games of €10 and you spent €100 that you didn't plan on spending. So, next is Haba, and Haba has been surprising the last years with some cool games like Karuba, Adventureland. It's Adventureland, I think. Aventoya Land, yeah, Adventureland. So, well, they did very well, and now they're bringing Karuba Junior, which is a real Haba game, so for kids. Also, but this one is cooperative. So I want to check that one out. It might be a cool one for, giving as a present to some kids that we know, some friends who have kids and are starting to play board games. So this might be pretty neat. Might be one to buy myself and keep until I have kids, which I'm actually started doing. So I think I already bought 5 Haba games for the future, just to put them away so that I have them in the future. Call me crazy. Yeah, please do. So, Board Games with Nimras, cool live stream. Thank you. I hope it is cool. I just wanted to do this, and I want to talk about the games that I want to see, and what ways better than to share this with you guys and girls. Have to go to the store. I hope we'll be back before this ends, or I will watch afterwards. Well, Niramas, be safe, and don't go to the store when you're hungry, because then you buy way too much food, because then your stomach starts to think instead of your head. Tip of the day. I'm not sure why I said this. Now, talking about Karuba, they are also releasing, well, Haba is also releasing Karuba, the card game. Karuba das Kartenspiel, which is cool. Well, it sounds pretty cool. It plays in 10 to 15 minutes. That's cool. So it might be a game that you can just play fast. So even faster than the original Karuba, because Karuba has kind of a big setup with the tiles. You have to shuffle them. You have to order them by number. So well, we'll see. I wonder what has changed in Karuba Junior. Karuba is already pretty light. Yeah, it will be a kids game, so it will be probably is going to be very, very light. So you have to think about that. It's not going to be a Karuba light. It's going to be a Karuba for kids. I'm pretty sure about it. But Karuba the card game sounds pretty cool, because I guess this will have less setup. I hope so, and might in place even faster than Karuba. So I'm really curious to see what they are doing with that one. It's like not going to Essen when you like games. Yeah. You should not bring too much money when you go to Essen, because otherwise all the money is gone. Yeah. So, next, Homo Sapiens Lab. And Mira says, interesting. Yeah, I think that Karuba card game can be really interesting. Homo Sapiens Lab, they are bringing My Story. Now, this one is also one game that I almost pre-ordered until I read the rulebook. There was very little information until, I think, a week or 2 weeks ago. They finally released the rulebook, but they're still working on it, the English version at least. I'm going to, time to go home and pick up my pre-order of Alien Artifacts on the way. Dutch Yoda, don't mention Alien Artifacts. I still don't have a copy of myself. I work for Portal Games, and I don't have my copy yet, which is so. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the game. I'm pretty sure you will. See you all later. Bye, Dutch Yoda. See you. Take care. I hope to see you later. I hope to see you at Spiel, of course. So, my story is a deck building game in which you also create your life. So again, like CV, like Pursuit of Happiness, this creates a life story, which I really like. I really like games that do this. That's the theme that I really like, creating these alternative life stories, and that's pretty cool. Now, I read the rules, I saw how many components are in the game, and I'm really scared that there are just not enough cards to make it versatile enough to have very different stories each time. So instead of pre-ordering it, I'm going to their booth in Essen, and I'm going to see and hopefully try this game out to see if this is worth its 29 euros. Next we go to Hush Games. Hush Games, who, well, are bringing the game Rajas of the Ganges, or I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Now, this is a game I didn't know anything about until I saw a rules explanation by the designers, and I have to check this quickly. It's Inka and Marcus Brandt. They did a rules explanation, and this looks like a pretty meaty dice placement game. So that reminds me of Voyages of Marco Polo, which is a good thing because I really like Voyages of Marco Polo. On the other hand, there was a lot going on. Now, there is a lot going on with Voyages of Marco Polo as well. If you don't know the game yet, there is a lot of things to do and to keep in mind and stuff like that. So, and that's not a problem anymore. So this might be the same with this game, but there's a lot of information on the board, a lot of spaces where you can do action, because it's worker placement as well. So sounds pretty cool. That one is really interesting. Saw a short explanation online, and it is a must check for me. Yeah, and I think it's going to be a really good game, and a lot of people do, because it has 278 thumbs up, and that has a reason. And I just have to check if it's not too heavy or too convoluted for the people I tend to play with. Also curious how it plays with 2 players, because that's so important in this house. They also are bringing, and this is not really important, some story cubes. Also, again, not going to buy them for myself, but for my friend. And this one is probably the most interesting for me. Well, the 2 that I'm going to show you, the Explore ones, because that really is cool to tell stories about adventuring and exploring. A main board and a player board with 2 score tracks. Yeah, that's true. The Ganges game has 2 score tracks. You have the money track and point track, and it is the end game, or you win the game. It's not an end game trigger. Even you win the game if both of your pawns reach each other. If that happens, then you win. So it's like a race to that point, and but it might be a little bit hard to grasp for people who don't play that many Euro games in this style. But it looks pretty cool. So, Rory Story Cubes Explore and Rory Story Cubes Fantasia sounds pretty cool. So these are the ones that I really want to get hold of to buy for my good friend Hans and his 3 sons and his wife, of course. Okay, so I think we have our first spam here. Oh, cool. That's the first one I have in my live streams. So yeah, just ignore. I'm guessing 7th Continent won't be at Essen. I saw that, and they said they will likely only ever sell it through Kickstarter. Yeah, exactly. So I backed 7th Continent now on Kickstarter, getting more and more updates on that. They're getting more and more stretch goals, pretty cool, but now they're also giving the opportunity to buy all the add-ons, expansions and more other dice and stuff. So this is going to cost a lot of money for me, but I missed the first one, or I didn't back the first one. I'm so sorry about that, and I'm not going to miss this opportunity, but exactly, they're not going to sell this at stores or whatever, so if you want the game, I guess you better back it on Kickstarter, and there are 8 days left, so that's it. We go to Hush Hush Projects, and this is a game talking about Kickstarter. Wow, cool transition thanks to Kabuki with 7 content. This is Fog of Love, which, oh man, I backed 2.5 years ago, maybe 2 years, a long time ago. And my copy of my Kickstarter edition will be at Essen for me to pick up. And I'm really curious about this one. I played the demo 2 or 3 years ago at Spiel. Liked the idea a lot. This game has evolved quite a bit apparently. It has, of course, a lot of other stories that you can play, other situations. So in this game you are having a relationship with the other player, and each player has their traits and their goals, and they might not be the same. Maybe one of the two players doesn't want to continue the relationship and all those things, and it's pretty cool. You get these situations, you have to decide how you're going to react to that situation, and determined on how the other player reacts, things happen on these tracks, and it's so cool. The good thing about getting 7th continent is, since it's not going to be at retail, you can easily sell it off if you decide it isn't for you. Exactly. Normally, if you get it through Kickstarter and you don't like it, I've seen this game being sold for a lot of money, even more than people paid for it through Kickstarter. Anyway, Fog of Love, really looking forward to this one, really. Alright, next is Inside the Box Games, Dlp. They are bringing Subterra. Subterra is a game that I did a preview of. I think I still have it, by the way, the prototype, and I played it. I did a preview for their Kickstarter project, which was very successful. And now they are bringing the game, the fully fledged made game, to Spiel. And I'm very curious to see what it has become, because I only saw the prototype. So really curious. Of course, I'm going to congratulate them with their successful Kickstarter, and really curious about how this game turned out. And it gets some nice score on Board Game Geek, so people seem to like it as well. Oh, now we go to lautapelit.fi, Finnish publisher, who is bringing the expansion for Flamme Rouge. It's called Peloton, and this is one of my most anticipated releases. It's an expansion for one of the best games that I played last month or last year, how you want to say it. This expansion adds apparently the option to play with 5 or 6 players. It says 1 to 12, so I guess you also can play in teams of 2, in which each player is playing one of the 2 cyclists in a team, but it brings it up to 6 players. I'm never going to play with 12 players, but also adds cobblestones. And cobblestones are new. They have their new rules. If you go over cobblestones, then I don't think you can stream. You go slipstream and stuff like that, which is also pretty cool. So it adds more things, which is pretty cool for this game, which is already very good. Oh man, I really love Flamme Rouge. I really, really do. I did a playthrough of that one as well here on the channel. Next we go to my friends of Ludic Creations. Now this is a cheat a little bit, because they are really my friends, and I help them as well a little bit. Not as much as I help Portal Games, but still I help them quite a bit. It might be that I'm mentioned in the rulebook of this game, Alexandria, and if you look closely, it says that I might get this for free from Ludic Creations, just because I help them sometimes. Anyway, Alexandra is this awesome game that got backed on Kickstarter as well, got funded on Kickstarter as well, and in this game you are in the famous library of Alexandria, which is on fire, and you are, depending on the character you're playing, because this is an asymmetrical game, depending on the character you're playing, you have your goal in that. While this building is burning down, you're trying to save books and people and whatever. Some people are trying to burn certain things because that's what they need to do, and they all have their own deck of cards. They each have their own special powers, and while you're playing, the play area, the library, gets smaller and smaller. Tiles are disappearing, burning, and at the end it gets so small, and then it's gone, and the one player that well, there's only one player that will survive to tell their own tale about what happened to the library, because nobody knows. So it's a cool game. It's a really cool game, and really looking forward to try it out and to have it as well. Same thing for Diesel Demolition Derby. Diesel Demolition Derby is a small card drafting game. Very small, very simple. You can put it in the vein of Love Letter and stuff like that. So very few cards. You're drafting cards, playing the card that you drafted. It has some effects, and you're trying to have the highest power in your tableau at the end with all these Diesel Demolition robots, stuff like that. It was a fun game. I played it a while ago, and it was really cool. Same thing for Unu or Iunu. It has some dice rolling, which determines some values on cards and stuff like that. I haven't played this one yet, but I might get this one. It sounds pretty cool. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it would be a little bit biased. But one game that I'm really looking forward to, also a Kickstarter project that is now at Essen normally, is Long Live the Queen. It was a Japanese game which now is published by Rudy Creations. It's a 2-player game, and it is fun. I really like this one. Played it last year, the Japanese version, I guess, or the prototype of this one, and I really enjoyed this one. It's a cool 2-player game, and I'm pretty sure we will do a playthrough of it on this channel later, because I really dig this game. There are 2 versions, the original artwork version, I guess, and then the Diesel Steam Diesel version. Alright, next, Ludo Nova. We are at letter L. This is going to be a long live stream, I guess. This is a game that I pre-ordered just because of the theme and the price, I guess, because it's very cheap. This is a solo game. It's called Arkham Noir, case number 1, The Witch Cult Murders. Looks pretty cool. It's kind of a hand management set collection game in which you're trying to solve a case, I guess. I have no idea how it plays, but it looks cool. Black and white cards and cool artwork, cheap price, solo game, and if you pre-order it, you even get a t-shirt for free, so why not? 2 versions, interesting. Yep, 2 versions, so you can choose whichever you want the most, whichever one you like the most. I don't know which one I prefer, honestly, because they're both pretty beautiful. Mandu Games. Mandu Games is bringing Rising 5, Runes of Asteros. Now this is, they're bringing only, I think, 40 copies of this version, this collector's art edition, and I'm not sure if this is going to be a game for me. This is, I have no idea, this is a cooperative game, a deduction game, which I don't tend to be good at or like too much deduction games, but this is artwork of Vincent Dutray, which is pretty cool. The board looks cool. It uses an app as well, if I'm not mistaken. So I decided to pre-order one of those 40 copies of the collector's art edition. We'll see. I'm still going to try this out first and see if I really want that game, because I'm not sure, honestly. Then we go to, well, some more friends of mine, who I met a few years ago, NSKN Games. And this game is pretty cool. It's called Dragon's Gate Cottage. It has dice rolling and tile placement. I think it has dice placement as well, which I really like. Dice placement. I'm still looking for the ultimate dice placement games. I really love Voyage of Marco Polo, which I mentioned before already. And this one has the same thing. Dice placement. Got to go, unfortunately. We'll watch the rest later. Okay, Mira, thanks for being here. Hope you enjoy your evening. And of course, let me know. Put stuff in the comments after you watch the whole thing. I'm really curious about what you're going to check out at Spiel. So, Dragon's Gate, also, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to check the name. It is made, I think, by a Belgian guy, Thomas van de Hinsten. which is also, of course, cool to see a Belgian guy to make this game. The artwork looks pretty cool. I like the box art quite a bit, and I'm really curious about this game. So I'm going to check that one out, and hope to play it and maybe buy it. Alright, really nice to see your preview. Thank you. I hope I'm not boring. That's my first thing, and I hope the sound is okay. So, then we have Osprey Games, who are coming to Spiel, and Osprey is bringing The Lost Expedition. Now, this game has been released in the States, I guess, but I think it's their European release now at Spiel. This is a cooperative game in which you're trying to get through this jungle and survive all kinds of hazards. It reminds me a little bit of Friday, the solo adventure game in which you're trying to survive. Has some cool ideas. I saw a playthrough, a rule explanation by Z Garcia. Wasn't too sure about how the rules worked. I think I was tired at the moment as well. So I'm still, I'm not sure how it works exactly then. But I pre-ordered the game because it could be pre-ordered. I don't know why I did it, but I just did it because. Wow! Now this one I don't remember. Cool. Now, this is pretty cool. So, this Österreichische Spielemuseum, they are bringing Tibor der Baumeister, which is not that expensive, 10 euros. And you also get another free copy of one of their earlier releases. And I have no idea how this played again. It's a card game. Let's see what it says as well. It's in the world of Oh My Goods. During the game, each player receives multi-purpose cards. Sounds pretty cool. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I have no idea. I can't remember this game at all. So, but apparently I said I want to try it out first. So we'll try this one out first. I have no clue what I did there. Then we have Pandasaurus Games, and they are bringing Coaster Park. And Coaster Park is a game in which you make these roller coasters, and you are really making roller coasters because it's really three-dimensional cardboard roller coasters that you're building. You're getting more pieces, and you have this marble that you can push, and then the marble goes over the roller coaster. You have loopings and stuff like that. It looks cool. I'm just curious if there's enough game in it, if it's not just the building and the three-dimensional gimmick that makes this game. So we'll see if this is worth getting. You can pre-order it if you want, 40 euros apparently, but I'm not going to pre-order it quite yet. I'm going to check that one out at Spiel first. Then we go to Pleasant Company Games. This is a dice rolling game for 2 players. That's why I'm interested in it. It has, I think, it might be the designers of Ancient Terrible Things. I'm not sure. It's the same. Let's see. I got it here. It's by. Let's see. Yeah, it's the same designers of Ancient Terrible Things, which we really like. Elisa likes this quite a bit. So it has the same artist as well. It looks like 2-player game. I have to check this one out, and maybe I'll bring it home because Elisa really likes the Ancient Terrible Things. So that's one that I really have to check out. Now we go to Portal Games. I'm going to go over this quickly because most of you know I demo for Portal Games. I do some proofreading for Portal Games. I do all kind of things for them. So I'm biased, so I'm not going to talk too much about it. All these games can be pre-ordered, that's all I said, on the website, and that's it. So Alien Artifacts, a card crafting engine building game, more engine building than card crafting, I think. I haven't played it yet, which is crazy. I haven't played it yet, I don't have my copy yet either. Then we have Cry Havoc. Cry Havoc is the first expansion for Cry Havoc. Aftermath, I mean, of course, is the first expansion for Cry Havoc. Adds more buildings and more cards and stuff like that. So if you like Cry Havoc, then there is the Aftermath expansion for you. And then we have, and this is one, honestly, the one that I look forward to most. It's a new faction for Hiroshima Hex, the Iron Gang. Now, I'm not too fond of the artwork in this one. Audio just kicked into a higher volume loop. No, It's really echoey. Oh, really? Oh man, why? Let's see if I can push some buttons. I hope it's just a temporary thing. Hopefully, we'll see what the people say at home. Anyway, so Hiroshima Hex Iron Gang, a new. I'm talking louder as well, so I'll try to be more silent now. So Iron Gang, new expansion for Hiroshima Hex, a game that I really echoey confirmed. Oh, let me hear. Oh man. With either the main mic or the webcam mic, I think. Yeah, just a second. I'm going to see if I can. I'm going to surprise show my big head, and let's see if I can mute something here. So audio. So it only says that video. Maybe it says. Oh, where just my. Let's see. Trying to find where my webcam settings are, honestly. I have no idea. Alright, let's see. Mute either. The echo is fixed when you went to the face camera alone. Which is strange because that used my webcam and also my right. So I'm going to flip once more. Let me know if it's changed or if the echo comes back. So I'm going to try it. So whoop. So I'm back normally at the screen of Board Game Geek, and let me know if this brings back the loud echo or not. While I continue, and hopefully people say that it is fine back again. Let's hope so. So we go to Queen Games. Now this is an important one. Now Queen Games is bringing Merlin, and Merlin is a game by Stefan Feld, a designer that I really like. I like many games of his, and I probably will like Merlin. It has the dice action, so you roll dice and dice determine which action you can take, with a really quiet echo in the back. Okay, cool. So this worked. Okay, we're continuing. So Merlin, Stefan Feld game, dice rolling, using the dice to move your character or Merlin on a track, that number of spaces where it lands, it determines which action you can take, and there are plenty of ways you can score or lose points. So really a Stefan Feld game. Now, why is this not a must-have game, which it was earlier? Now, first of all, this game is on Kickstarter, or was on Kickstarter. They didn't have SN pickup option, which is kind of strange. Honestly, for a company like Queen Games, that was really strange. Second thing, 60 euros. Wow, that's expensive. It's a lot of money for a game, honestly. There is a lot of content in the box. I'm not saying that there isn't, but wow, 60 euros seems a little bit steep. On the other hand, it's Stefan Feld. It looks cool. I like the theme, as far as his games have theme and stuff like that. But so I'll probably buy it. I'm gonna check it out. Probably walk past it about 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 times and buy it in the end. That's the same thing I did with his other game, Oracle of Delphi or Delphi last year. That's the way it worked. So probably going to do that again. Now apparently I've got R&R games also with Rajas of the Ganges. Already talked about that in the past. And now we come to probably the publisher of which I have the most games in this list. And that's Renegade Game Studios. Renegade Game Studios is on a roll. And maybe, I'm not sure if you can see, well, there are some games of them here behind me, and they are bringing quite a bit of games. Now, it doesn't mention on the list here, but they opened their pre-orders today, so you can go to their website, to their shop, to order your Essen Spiel games there from Renegade Games. And I did a few. You'll see. First, there's Dragon Horde. This is a game that I was curious about already for a while, which I think it didn't come to Belgium. I can't remember if I really liked it. As you can see, it's a new edition, but it's original from 2014. So I'm curious to see what the game was again and to see if I like it enough to buy. So I'm just going to check that out at Spiel, because I will visit their booth for one of the most anticipated games, I think, of Spiel. It got released at Gen Con as well, I guess, but now it's their European release, and that's Ex Libris. Now, reviews are so-so for now. The people seem to like the game, but it has some problems, some issues. But I'm still liking. I love the artwork. I love the theme. It's a unique theme. It is card drafting and set collection. You're trying to make these bookshelves by having these books in alphabetical order. Every book in the game, so every card has 4, 5, 6 books on it, and they all have their unique title on it. So that's just amazing. So the details in this game are awesome. The one thing that apparently that's not that good is you have these location cards, and the text on the cards is apparently way too small. We'll see. 50 euros for this game. I pre-ordered it. It has been paid, as you can see. So I will pick up a copy of it. It has solo play as well, which I've heard no one talking about. I did hear one of the Kabbalists from the Secret Cabal talk about that one, or mention it very shortly, that it had quite interesting solo play as well. Now, another one I have pre-ordered from Renegade Games is The Fox in the Forest. This is a 2-player game, which is interesting for us, Elisa and I. And this is a trick-taking game, which is kind of unique. You don't see that many 2-player trick-taking games, or trick-taking games that work with 2 players. So this is especially for 2 players. The artwork is gorgeous, and it has some nice and interesting things in the trick-taking game. So looking forward to that. Only 13 euros, so not a big amount that I had to pay. So this one is coming home with me, and I'm really curious to play this, really excited about this one. And then the third one that I pre-ordered and the last one that I pre-ordered is Sentient. Sentient is also some card drafting in it, but the cool thing is you're manipulating dice with the cards that you draft. So you have this tableau in front of you with some dice that you rolled at the beginning of a round, and so they have a result on it. And if you draft a card and place it, you place it in between 2 dice, and the card will have a plus, minus, or an equal symbol on it, and that's going to change the die number, so it's going to adapt the dice next to it. And it has a trigger, it has an effect which only happens when the right numbers are on the cards. Sometimes you want to have a left number that is higher than the right number, and then you can try to manipulate that by placing the cards in the correct way. Pretty cool mechanic that I'm really looking forward to try out. Cool artwork. There is actually not a real team. It is pasted on, hey, that's the way it goes. Curious about this, have priorities. Now, this is the last game of Renegade Games that I'm showing, but they are also bringing flip ships, which looks cool. It's a flicking game in which you're shooting discs or cardboard tiles, tokens, to spaceships that are coming at you. There's this big mothership that you also have to attack by flicking the discs inside of it. Why didn't I get that one? Why isn't this on the list anymore? It had been on the list, but I took it off because, man, I don't get dexterity games on the table here. So that's why I didn't pre-order it. Might check it out, maybe, who knows what happens at Spiel, but for now it has been put in my undecided part of the list. They're also bringing, oh man, they're bringing Scott Pilgrim game, the deck building game. Scott Pilgrim is not that well known here in Belgium, maybe not even in Europe. We know it, but we're not really, it's not really big here, so it probably will not speak to people's imagination here, so I'm not going to get that one either. And they have more games, but these are the three that I'm looking forward to. Then we have Repos Production, who are bringing 2 small expansion packs for 7 Wonders, a City Anniversary pack and a Leaders Anniversary pack. They both add 15 cards, if I'm not mistaken, and more leaders and more buildings, which is pretty cool. Now, we don't play 7 Wonders that much anymore, so it's on my interest list, not on my must-have list, because I'm not sure if I need it, because it will not. I guess it will not be played that much, so it might be 14 euros saved. Next is So Studio, who are bringing Mini Park. Now, this game had a preview or a review by Z Garcia, and it looks pretty cool. It's a tile placement game in which you're making a small park. It looks pretty cool. 7 Wonders keeps on getting goodies. Yeah, that's true, and I've got I think I've got 2 expansions. No, I get 1 expansion. I got the Leaders expansion, which for now is still enough. I don't play it enough to buy these expansions. I shouldn't buy this, honestly, but looks cool, of course. So, Mini Park is a tile-laying game for 2 to 5 players. You can pre-order it for 21 euros. It looked pretty cool, cute. It looked cute. It's a mini park. It has some interesting scoring mechanisms. You have to have majority and stuff, and it's randomized a little bit. I'm back sitting on a train with nothing better to do. Yeah, I've been commuting for 3 years. Don't have to do that anymore, luckily for me. So I know what you mean. There's not that much to do on the train. That's why I don't like train games, probably. So it looked pretty cool, but I don't know it looked cool enough. This mini park game, I have a lot of tile placement games already. There are plenty of them still being released, so I'm not sure if this is the one that I need. Then we go to Space Cowboys, who are bringing the expansion for Splendor. Now, Splendor is a really good game, which doesn't get played anymore here. It hasn't been replaced by Century Spice Road either, because many people say it replaces Splendor. I think they have the same idea, but they're still different enough to have both of them, but they don't get played that often. And maybe this expansion would get me back to playing Splendor, but maybe not, and that's why I'm still doubting to get this one. 30 euros is kind of steep as well for an expansion, honestly, although there's a lot of content in the box. So we'll see. Not sure if I want to buy it. We'll see. I have to be careful with expansions, because a lot of expansions that I get don't get played, because I play with new people often. I just bought the Splendor expansion, didn't even crack the shrink yet. Yeah, Kabuki, that's what I'm talking about. I've got... let me just look around. I've got the 2 expansions for Cold Express, which is my... Well, I'm not going to spoil my next top 100, but which was my number 3 on my last year's list of my favorite games. I've got the 2 expansions. They are unsealed, but they are not played yet. I've got the expansion for the Abyss, which I really like, the Kraken expansion. I opened it, haven't played it yet, and I probably have more. I've got the... Oh man. Yeah, I'm looking around. I probably have many more of those, so I should be careful with these expansions. I agree that Splendor is different enough from Century. Well, I do as well. They are different games. I really believe that. Okay, now we get to Stronghold Games, who have had a very good year and might have a very good year coming with their releases. First, they are bringing the expansion. Oh, talking about the expansions of Fabled Fruit, the Lime expansion, which adds another fruit and more cards. So that's pretty cool. Now, this is a game in which you can just throw in the expansion and it doesn't change the game that much. So it's a very easy expansion. You can just put in the cards and get rid of the box probably, and that's it. And Dutch Yoda says that Cold Express is his son's #1 game. I really like your son because I believe it's an amazing game. I really love it. I hope someday to get my hands on one of those big versions that they use at conventions. I would be freaked out to have one of those at home. They would probably go on top of these shelves here all the time. Oh man, that would be so awesome. So, Fabled Fruit, the Lime expansion. Why not for 15 euros, more cards? We still have a long way to go in our Fabled Fruit campaign that we're playing, that I'm playing with friends of mine. Well, why not add more to it? And then we go to one of those Fable fast-forward games that they're making. And this one is called Flee. Now there are more called Fear and some other games with an F. This one is the one that excites me the most. This one is a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players, so also solo. And well, it's a designer who made Friday, one of the best solo games out there. So that's why I'm really curious about this game called Flee. Now, a Fable game, we already know what a Fable game is. Now this is a fast-forward game, meaning that you don't have a rulebook. So you are going to learn the game as you play the game. Pretty cool. Do you have the DeLorean promo for Cold Express? I do. It is still in its shrink as well, because while I love Back to the Future and all that stuff and promos and stuff like that, I prefer my train to have a real locomotive in Cold Express. Maybe, is that a train game? No, right? Because otherwise I lied before. It's a game with a train in it, but it's not a train game, right? No. Anyway, Flee, really curious. Alright. Do live streams get uploaded fully to YouTube? Got to go and want to know if I will be able to rewatch. Yes. This will be on my channel. You can rewatch this many times if you're crazy. Just rewatch this once, it will be enough. So yes, you can. Blue Bunny, great to see you. You have been here all the time, or next time talk to us, say what you think. But glad to have you here. And there you go. There is the one that we mentioned already. So not by Freaks Games, but by Terraforming Mars. Mihaha! Hello Miha! Well, you've been commenting on my playthroughs quite a bit. That's cool. Welcome. It's great to see you here. Technically a train game, I guess. Not quite like 1846 though. Not really. So I guess it's well, it's not the train game. It has a train in it. Okay, thanks. You're welcome, Blue Bunny. So, Venus next. A new expansion for Terraforming Mars. Already got the Hellas and Elysium expansion, which is just a two-sided board with other areas of Mars that you can play. Now Terraforming Mars adds a sideboard of Venus to it and more cards that work with the sideboard mostly. It has some new things to it. Wow, Terraforming Mars has been interesting. I was really happy with the game, and then it got in my shelves, of course, like many games do. And then suddenly I played it a couple of times in Greece, and there I really got to learn to appreciate the game and love the game. And that's since then I played it quite a bit, and I'm looking forward for more stuff to have. So that's why Terraforming Mars Venus Next is a must-have for me. Bye bye money. Then we go to White Goblin Games, which is a Dutch publisher, and they are bringing Claim. And Claim is, as Fox in the Forest, a 2-player trick-taking game. Wow, 2 trick-taking games for 2 players specifically in 1 year. That's pretty unique. So, Claim does the same thing, has interesting things. Saw a preview of it. It is a kind of a straightforward trick-taking game with some special things because you have different characters and they have their powers and things like that. Pretty cool. Scientifically, terraforming Venus would be way harder than terraforming Mars. Yes, and in the expansion you're not really terraforming Venus. you're getting started, I guess. So you're already thinking about doing that, but it's going to take a while, and I don't think you're going to terraform the planet. I think that's how I interpret it. So Claim 2-player trick-taking game, looks pretty cool, nice artwork. You can pre-order this one for only €9, so that's pretty cool. So I was very happy to take the chance. Claim is only 11, so yeah. So Dutch Yoda, it's 11 if you buy it there, I guess, or maybe even for sale for €9, and you can pre-order it. So this one was a blind buy for me. €9 for a 2-player trick-taking game. Must see. Oh, we're getting it at the end of the list. We have one more, which is from WizKids. And WizKids has this game called Deadline. Deadline is this cool cooperative murder mystery game in which you have to go through a story. It's like a time stories thing, or like a Sherlock Holmes things, but with cards. And you must, well, you go to certain locations, you have to talk to someone, or interrogate someone, you have to play the right cards. The thing is, you cannot tell which cards you have. You can give clues about what you have, but you're not allowed to say what you have. And I love the theme, the murder mystery theme of, well, I don't know which time period it is, the noirish stuff like that. I'm really interested in that line. Yeah, me too. So I saw a playthrough of Rado, Richard Ham. Looks pretty cool, and then I saw it in web shops, and it was pretty expensive. I think it was almost €50, and that was just way too much for this game. Because it's a gamble, because it's English, and well, the people I play with, most of them know English and understand English, but still a complete English story-driven game with a lot of text is very taxing for some of them, and so I try to stay away from those games. But this one looks pretty cool, and this one will be for sale for €30 here, so that's much cheaper than the other ones. So that's why I'm really curious about this one. So I probably pick this one up there because of the price difference, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how it works out. But I love this theme of the detectives. Oh my god, I really like this one. So probably get this one. That's it. Now that was letter W, which is the last one on this list. So I'm through my list. So I'm going to go back to, so don't be startled. It's not Halloween yet, but I'm going to go back to my, oops, sorry about that. Oh man, that was stupid. I'm going back to my complete face. So don't be startled. And I'm going to open the complete list again, and you can tell me which games that I didn't mention maybe. Are there other games that are on your list that I haven't mentioned at all? I might have not mentioned any. I'm going to open the complete list as well, going to scroll through it to see if there are games that you probably say, hey, why isn't that one on your list? And then I'm going to talk about those a little bit as well. But feel free to talk in the chat. Let me know which games you are really waiting for, and which one you are getting or waiting for as well. So let's see. No fantasy flight or restoration games at Essen. Yeah, they always have quite a big booth there, but it looks like all their new releases are not for sale there. So, and restoration games, they might be there, or I think you can. I'm not sure, honestly. So, but if we talk about fantasy flight games, but it's already for sale. But I really want to check out Legends of the Five Rings. Problem is, it's a living card game. You need 2 or 3 base sets to get really started in the deck building. I'm not going to do that again, so that's not what I'm going to do. No TI4, no, it's probably going to be displayed there, but not for sale. And the same thing for Fallout, which is one of my most anticipated games at this moment. The Fallout board game by Fantasy Flight Games. I'm really looking forward to that one. I'm going to be looking and drooling on it, but they probably won't have it for sale. I'm pretty sure they won't. Last year was the same thing with Arkham Horror game, and other games they just didn't have it. The Star Wars Destiny, all those things. They always do that. You have all these cool games in this glass display. You can look at it. You can all your breath goes onto the glass. The closest you get. Again looping. On this screen, right? Really? Oh man. Let's skip screen again for a short while. Let's see, what else? Is Clank in Space at Essen? Clank in Space will be at Essen, and it's not on my list. That's a surprise, right? Because I really love Clank. Really do it. I've got the expansion for it as well. But there is one thing about this game. I really hope they were going to bring or going to make an expansion, another expansion for the normal Clank. And I'm not sure if I need two Clanks in my collection, a space one and the fantasy one. I'm going to invest in the fantasy one. Now it has some cool things that got added to the game, some changes that are really cool, and probably the better game, the Clank in Space. But I hope some things will be improved in the next expansion for the normal Clank. But I'm really not going to get a second Clank. Really, it's a lot of money, and I shouldn't do that. So it's my reasoning talking to me that I should stay away from it. Although it is of course a very interesting game. So it will be there for sure. So while I go through one that I also looked at was, let me see that I can get it in the middle of the screen, was Heldentaufe. Was long on my watch list until I saw a playthrough and wasn't too excited anymore. Strong echo, but easier to listen to than the loud looping. That's sad, but we'll see. Let me know how it evolves, Kabuki and my other friends. Let's see if I see some more things here. So I also have the original Clank and I'm hesitant on getting another Clank. Yep. I think if you don't have Clank yet, and if you like the space theme, it's a no-brainer. You just have to get it. You just need you have to buy it, I guess, because it's so good. Clank is so good, and well. But two Clanks, I don't think there is room for two Clanks in my collection. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Let's see, oh yeah, we have The Captain is Dead, which has been released quite for a while now. It looks so cool, but it has some pandemic kind like ideas. I've got Pandemic Dice game, but I've got Thunderbird the game, which all work on the same engine. The Captain is Dead might not be different enough for me, so we'll see. This one, the Custom Heroes as well. Custom Heroes is the new card building game, if I'm not mistaken, like Mystic Veil. Mythos Tales, I own that one and need to get it to the table. Did we pass Mythos Tales? Let me know. You have to go back. Was Mythos Tales somewhere there? Or are you just talking about it? Maybe. So, Mythos Tales. Yeah, I heard the good things about it. So it's somehow it didn't fancy me. So that's why I probably don't know that much about it anymore. So that's why probably. So the Custom Heroes is a trick-taking game for 2 to 6 players. I'm not sure about the card building yet. I love the idea, but there are some things that keep me from trying this game out. We'll see. What else do I want to talk about? Maybe Dice Hospital is on Kickstarter, or was on Kickstarter. After watching the playthrough of Rado, I it lost me. Yeah, Mythos Tales, it passed by. Yeah, there's a lot of games passing by. Mythos Tales, let's see where it was. Ah, there it is. There it is. It will be sold by Spiel Galaxy Games. Let's see. It's a cooperative storytelling horror game. That sounds cool. So I'm not sure why I decided not to want it. Yeah, looks pretty cool. So let me see. I'm going to push the interested button, change that, and we'll see. Maybe I'll check it out. I'm getting custom heroes. The card building idea appeals to me. It appeals to me as well. But somehow, man, I'm not sure why I restrain myself from getting those games. I have no idea. Really, I don't. Right, so Dice Hospital, it looked a little bit meh when I saw the playthrough, so that's why I'm not interested in it anymore. Sorry about that. But Santa Maria we mentioned. Oh, there we have one more that I was looking at first. Mythos Tales is basically Sherlock Holmes. Oh yeah, Sherlock Holmes. That's the game. Really? Oh yeah, now I remember. Oh yeah, I still have 8 scenarios to play of the Sherlock Holmes game, so that's why I'm not interested in Mythos Tales at this moment in time. Maybe someday, when I got through all those Sherlock Holmes scenarios. That's why. Alright, now I remember. Thanks, Kabuki, for reminding me how that game was. So, hey, Bartholomeus de Vos, which is probably someone from Belgium. I probably know you, right? Probably know you as Bart. Alright, how are you? I'm fine. I'm getting tired. It has been a long live stream already, so I should drink a little bit. Anyway, Hunt for the Ring. It is a deduction game for 2 to 5 players. It looks pretty cool, but 50 euros, and I didn't like the components too much, honestly. So I'm not sure. I'm going to check it out maybe. It's really undecided. It should stay there. I'm not going to change it to interested at this moment. Sword and Sorcery didn't mention because I have Sword and Sorcery here. I haven't played it yet. Still unpunched. It's Bart. Yeah. I forgot your last name, Bart. I'm sorry. I'm really getting tired. Of course we demo together. So how are you? Sorry about this. Oh man. Oh. God. Oh yeah, I want to talk about Kitchen Rush. Kitchen Rush is designed by a friend of mine, David Turchi, who also designed, oh my goodness, the big game from last year. Oh God, I'm really getting tired. Anyway, he's a cool designer, but this is a real-time game. It looks cool. It works with sand timers, but I'm at this moment I'm not interested at real-time games anymore. So Echo gets harder again, so we'll change screen again. So I'm going to go back to myself in full screen. Wow folks, I'm going to get over this list pretty fast. We're going to close down pretty soon. I'm watching any more. One thing I missed, it wasn't on the list, was Nemesis, by the way. Nemesis. Let's show you Nemesis. Nemesis is this cooperative dice rolling game, and it looks cool. It really looks like Alien, the cooperative game, but one of the guys already dead. One of the players already dead, apparently. I like Overcooked, the video game. Might check out Kitchen Rush. Yeah, it's a real-time thing, and so if you do something, you have to flip over the timer, the sand timer, and well, when that happens, so you have to wait until that's done, until you can use that sand timer again. So the idea is very unique, cool, awesome, but I don't want real-time games at this moment in my collection. Somehow I'm getting old, I guess. That's why I assume that's the thing. So we also have Palace of Mad King Ludwig, which is the successor of the Castles of Mad King Ludwig, which Elisa likes a lot. This one doesn't have the special shape tiles, the round tiles in all the different shapes. This one also has just square tiles, I believe. So I'm not sure if this is interesting enough to get as well. 60 euros as well, pretty steep price. That's why I'm at this moment not interested in this game. Let's go a little bit further on the list. Fruity de Mari is, by the way, is also from a Belgian designer. I don't like the appeal of the game too much. Apparently it's not a bad game, so if you don't mind this artwork in this style, go check it out because it gets some good reactions. Let's see if I get something else to mention that I removed. Oh yeah, now this one, and I should change this. So, Panic Mansion. I'm going to put this on interested because, now, first of all, this is a game by the designer of Flamboyant, Asger Harding Granerud, which, of course, I'm keeping an eye on because of that game. Old? I think I'm older. I'm not sure. I'm not going to ask you how old you are, but you can tell me. Kabuki Kid, I'm going too fast, but I'm trying to go fast now. This one is cooperative, right? Are you talking about the Kitchen Rush? Because I think it is. I'm not sure if it... Yeah, it is. I guess it is, yeah. Werewolves is fun, really like that. Yeah, apparently it's kind of the same as Insider, which I've played a few times. I really like it. But to play these kinds of games with words, I prefer to wait for a Dutch or version. That's why it's not on my list. Panic Mansion is also a game by designer Flamme Rouge, and I just read a design diary of it, and it looks pretty cool. It's a dexterity game, which is not my thing normally, so I'm going to check it out. I'm not going to pre-order it, which you could. You're 38. Wow. I'm 37. So not that much difference not that much difference at all. So in this game you have each player has his box, which with 8 rooms or something like that, and it is filled with, it has your pawn in it, I guess, and some animals, a ghost and a eyeball that's rolling, and you have to do some things, getting the right things in the right places. The cool thing about the box is if you have the back of the box, it says things about the game, but part of the back of the box is transparent, so you can see one of those rooms and you can actually play the game, try the game out. That's awesome, unique, and I applaud them for doing that. What a great idea. Go check it out. It's somewhere here on Board Game Geek. It was posted yesterday or Monday, the designer diary. That's pretty awesome. I have almost a decade on you. Wow, a decade. That's okay. You're as old as you feel that you are. Right? That's what they say, right? Okay, Outlive. Probably some game that I don't get to the table enough, but it looks cool. Oh yeah, I want to mention this one. I didn't show this one either. Imaginarium. Now, okay, because I didn't do the demo. So this is a demo that will be there, apparently. This is a game designed by, let me show you, Bruna Catala and also Florian Silex. Looks beautiful, really looks cool, so I'm really curious about this one. I'm really going to check out this game and we'll see what it is. I'm really curious about this game. Born in the 70s. Oh well, I was born in 1980. Sometimes I feel old and sometimes I feel like a 16-year-old kid. Unearthed. I didn't mention Unearthed because I got Unearthed already and I'm enjoying the game. Really cool game. Dice rolling, dice placement game, set collection, stuff like that. Cool game. Really like it. I'm really happy with the game. I'm happy that I bought it. Let's see if we got something else. Let's go a little bit faster still. No, nothing interesting. Oh yeah, there we go. Viral got off the list after I listened to some podcasts about the game. Area Control, which is not my thing at all. Looked cool. I love the artwork. I love the aesthetics of the game. But in the end, apparently 2-player doesn't work that well, and I really need games that I can play 2 players. So not going to buy that, which it was one of my must-haves at the beginning, so that's changed quite a bit. I want to try Unearth, keep hearing good things. Yeah, it's surprisingly fun. I was a little bit afraid that it got hyped too much. Now it's not a very deep game, but still it is a smart game. Really, really cool. It plays quickly and it's really fun. So I like it quite a bit. I'm keeping that one in my collection for now. Very cool. Alright, we're going fast through the list now. And it seems that I mentioned most of them. So before we... Yeah, air control 2 sounds like a problem. Yeah, that's it. And the board stays the same for 2 or 5 players. So it's the same board no matter how many players they are. And that's probably a problem. So that changes the game too much. So yeah, sadly, but well, it's money I can spend on other games, right? Let's see. So let me. Oh yeah, I didn't mention Shardstone. Way too expensive. For me, 70 euros. Not going to do that. There will be a Dutch version as well, so might do the Dutch version. There's also the Gaia project, which is probably the most anticipated game for a lot of people. It is the space version of Terra Mystica. A very popular game, of course. I have never played Terra Mystica. It's probably way too heavy for my likings, for the people I play with. So I have absolutely no interest in Gaia project. Games like Small World help with that by having different boards for different player counts. Exactly. Don't like area control at all normally. Cry Havoc is one of the exceptions for that, but it also changes the size of the board for 2 players, and that works better. So yeah. Let's see if there's something interesting here. We got those. This War of Mine, already got that one through Kickstarter. Should play that more. Maybe someday there will be a playthrough of that one. Oh, I want to mention Tiny Epic Quest. I'm not going to buy it there, but I will, because I'm buying it from an auction. So I will be having the Kickstarter version of it. I'm going to get the Dutch version of Shardstone as well. Cool. I missed it, but are you interested in Clans of Caledonia? No. I don't think I have. I'm not even sure anymore what the game was exactly, but I haven't mentioned that game at all, so I probably was not very interested in it. Just tell me what it was again. So I only played Cry Havoc once, but really liked it. Played as the trucks and won. So you play a 4-player game. The trucks are pretty cool. You have to stop them in time. You have to be very careful. If you let them take that lead, you brought doom upon yourself. So if you're playing against the trucks, be careful. Oh yeah. So this one should be a must-have, but I don't think the Z-Man version is online yet. So this is the expansion for Voyage of Marco Polo, which got mentioned twice before on this stream yet. And this is an expansion. I don't know much more about it, but I should put this on must-have. This is something I really want to have. It's an expansion, might not get to the table that often, but still, Marco Polo is way too good to not get the expansion. Clans of Caledonia is a mix of Terra Mystica and the contracts of Marco Polo. Will be demoing for designer on Sunday. Well, if I'm still there on Sunday, because I'm not sure if I'm going to go home Saturday evening or Sunday in the early afternoon, then I might visit you and check the game out. Yeah, I took a big lead and they also let me take the scoring action 2 times. Mistake on their part. Yeah, that's the thing. And then some people say it's unbalanced, but you really should. Sometimes you have to work together a little bit. I saw you skipped over Fugitive. It's an awesome asymmetric game for 2 players from the guy who made Burgle Bros. Alright. So why did I skip this? Because there it is. I'm not going to buy that again, so I have the game. So, and I'm going to turn on the lights because it's really getting dark here. Oh, there we are. Sorry about my face now. So that's the reason why I didn't mention Fugitive. So Let's see. Almost. Well, we're getting close to ending this stream. Also, didn't mention Bunny Kingdom, a game by Richard Garfield, which is of course very important. Tim Fowers, yes, Tim Fowers. Did he say anything? Something else? Oh yeah, he didn't know the name. Yeah, Tim Fowers is the designer, exactly. I really love Burgle Bros, but we also like Fugitive, by the way. Bunny Kingdom, area control. That's why I'm not interested in it, but it looks cool, it looks cute, and it's a great designer, so if you like area control, you might want to check out Bunny Kingdom anyway. I won't be doing it. Oh yeah, also another important one, Mountains of Madness. When I saw that cover for the first time, I was really excited. That cover is awesome, looks very cool, and the designer is Rob Davio, again, awesome. And then I heard how it played. So it's a cooperative game, but you're getting this. It focuses on the madness part of the Lovecraftian world. And man, those madnesses, they give you things that you have to do. So it becomes more of a party game. Also, although most reviewers say it's not a party game, but it sounds too much like a party game. You have to do certain things. You have to sit on the ground. Oh man, and I don't like those games where I have to do crazy things. So not for me, not at all. Another one that I'm Summit to Board Game. I saw the review of Tom Vassell, and he said some things that made me not want to pay 68 euros for this game. I will visit their booth, might try it out, because two people of the Blue Peg Pink Peg podcast will be demoing there, and I'm eager to meet them, so that's why I will visit them, but not for the game really anymore. No. Another one, Tokyo Highway. It looks like a cool dexterity game, but it's a dexterity game again. I'm not sure if I want to have one of those anymore. No, not really. Let's see what else. Bye bye Black Sheep. No. Yeah, go take a look at cover. I'm curious to see Cover Me, which is also by a Belgian designer and publisher. I'm curious to see if this is any good. Also, I was talking to do a preview for them, but then they didn't contact me anymore, so didn't do it. So, well, we'll see. Oh, there is Clans of Calodinia, the one that Bart was talking about. By the way, Kabuki Kid said Bunny Kingdom, I'll try anything Richard Garfield makes. Yeah, that's not a bad idea anyway. So, Clans of Caledonia, yeah, probably not my thing. I probably skipped it because it's economic and area influence and area control part. That's probably the reason. We're almost there. Exit Games, I'm waiting for the Dutch version of the new ones. Oh, let's see, we got, of course, the Flambourge expansion. Boom. Early creations, we got those. Yeah, I'm going to go fast through it because I'm losing my voice. One that I almost pre-ordered was Meeple Circus, but then again, as I said, it's a dexterity game. Probably can play it once or twice and that's it. So I'm not going to spend the money on that one. Might change my mind if I see it in real life and it looks very colorful and cool. So that might still be pretty awesome. So we'll see, but normally, no. It's not really area control. Basically, if you enjoy games like Terra Mystica, you might like it. Yeah, I haven't played Terra Mystica, and Terra Mystica, I'm also not interested in playing that, so it's probably really not something for me. But I can understand the appeal to some other, to many people. Many people. Okay, I think I'm going to close this down, folks. I'm getting really tired. I think Elisa got home, so it's time for dinner. And probably some of you who are watching, because there are quite a lot of people from Belgium and the Netherlands watching, it seems, so are going to have dinner as well. So let's go. Azul, if you like abstract games, might be a very cool one. Gets good reactions, but it's not my kind of thing. It looks like I don't like many games, but I do like many games and many mechanics. So that's I really sound negative sometimes, right? It's not my kind of game. Ooh, I don't like that mechanic. Ooh. Immortals, cool. Uses the cube tower, but way too cool things. Yeah, I've been streaming for a while now, so it's good to. I really have to drink more. Agra looked cool, but it's too much. There's too much going on, Agra. So I also skipped that one. I saw the game at the convention not that long ago, and it looks beautiful. But yeah, Dream Home, an expansion, pretty interesting. If you're English, if you speak English and you like Dream Home, go get it. I'm waiting for hopefully not home yet, so no dinner yet. It's lunchtime where I am. Also, lunchtime, dinner time, whatever. So I'm waiting for the Dutch version of the expansion of Dream Home, and then I will get that one as well. When I Dream looks pretty cool. It's a party game. Not sure if I need any more party games at this moment. It looks very gorgeous, of course, when I Dream. So we'll see. You can pre-order it if you want. You get some extras when you pre-order it. But I'm going to wait and see. Alright, we're at the letter S, so we're almost there. Also, this year I didn't pre-order all those Japanese games. Last year I had a few of them, which were okay, but in the end were not good enough, so I'm not taking that chance anymore this time. Don't forget, new unlock might be at Spiel, it's not sure yet, but if you want the English version, go for it. I would say I really enjoy Unlock. Oh, well, I've played one scenario so far, so but the one that we play, I liked it quite a bit. So looking forward for more. Hypnose is also from a Belgian designer, but it doesn't interest me at all. If you want Tikal, there's a new version of Tikal. There, steep price, 50 euros, but looks pretty cool. So if you want that one now, it's finally back in print and remade with cool artwork. Looks pretty cool. Alright folks, I'm already going to start to say my goodbyes. We're almost there. We have the W now. Deadline, yes, we mentioned deadline, and that's going to be it, I guess. Yeah, that's it folks, that's it. We're going to end this. It's time to end this, folks. I have no idea how long this stream has been going on for, but way too long, I guess. I thank you all for being here. Great thing. If you're not watching this live, feel free to put in the comments which your most anticipated games at Spiel are. Spiel 2017. If you are at Spiel, I would ask you to visit the Portal Games booth. If it's not for Portal Games, then just come by and say hi. I might be there demoing. I'm having my name tag Kurt, but you should recognize me maybe because you can see my face. So come and say hi. And maybe if you see me wandering around, because I tend to do that, or just wander around with my introvert self, just say hi. And you can always suggest to go and play a demo somewhere of one of the games that I mentioned that I want to try out, because I'm not the one to go sit at a table with strangers. I don't tend to do that, so if you help me with that, that would be awesome. Just if you see me walking around, just say hi, and it would be great to meet you. So if you're there, let me know. Thanks for the stream. We will see you in over 2 weeks. Yeah, for sure. Won't be at Essen, but I will be there in spirit. That's very cool. I will say hi in spirit to you as well. Thanks for doing this. See you in 2 weeks. I already mentioned that one. So folks, thanks again. I just hear Elisa coming in the house, so I will end this now. Yes, so we will think of you, Kabuki. Yes, you will be there with us in spirit. we will think of you. So don't forget, if you see me, say hi, and maybe we can play some demo together. If I'm demoing at Portal Games, go sit at a table. Not sure which game I'm going to be demoing, but maybe if you see the game that I'm demoing and you want to try it out, go sit at a table, and of course say who you are so that I know that who I'm talking to. Alright folks, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I see you all somewhere in the future. Bye bye.